crawl into the underworld. Afterlife, on a beach protect you. In the light, goddess of the sun brings you life. A deity, best it is her name. Come learn the ways of man, become one with the sand. The fate is in your hands. It's time to fight. You will rise, not fall. Never lose hope on the ground. We are one for all. The truth will always conquer. Get to the ark, chasing your mark. Get like mystical formation. Turn on the walls, beat on the drums. Let us claim this as war. In the dark, a river flows. The Nile is so expound. A morning star is seen in our sight. In the light, find your desert altar and your shrine. Look for peace, defeat the enemy. Run to the obelisk, defend this legacy. Fly to your destiny. It's time to fight. You will rise, not fall. Never lose hope on the ground. We are one for all. The truth will always conquer. Get to the ark, chasing your mark. Get like mystical formation. Turn on the walls, beat on the drums. Let us claim this. We rise, reach for the sky. Hold on to your weapons with pride. We rise up higher. Conquer the ark. Get ready to fight for your life. We rise up. We're the kings, we're the queens. We're the gods, goddess of this land and nation. Turn on the walls, making our mark. 'Cause we're the kings, we're the queens. Let's win this war.
Hello, 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 governors. Welcome to Osiris League Season 8 Grand Finals Game 2. I'm your host, Plauto Gaming, caster and content creator for Rise of Kingdoms. And casting alongside me today is a Rise of Kingdoms icon. He is one of the OG Osiris League casters. And he has been blessed by the Lilith gods to the point that he has a nickname for refining equipment, Mr. Redline. How you doing, man?
Plauto, what's up, buddy? I love the intro. I appreciate it. That was iconic in its own. Thank you for having me, and hello everybody in the community and hello everybody in the chat. How are you guys doing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are in the midst of a final series where two of the best kingdoms in the game are yet again fighting head to head for the crown of Osiris League Grand Champion. 93T from Kingdom 1093 in the realm of Horus versus 60GT from Kingdom 1960 from the realm of Anubis. 93T in the first game was able to get the best of 60GT by a masterful use of sneaky tactics in the middle, which was used to hide their marches during the Ark fights, making 60GT have to overcommit an enormous amount of troops to protect the Ark, which allowed 93T to take 60GT structures, which eventually won them the game. So, Redline, will 60GT be able to respond in Game 2 and make this a 3-game series, or will 93T be able to close out the series and repeat again as Grand Finals champions? I'll leave it to you, man. What do you think of this matchup, sir?
So, I'm trying to not be biased here. Obviously, for those who don't know, I'm in 1960, and I'm always going to root for the home team. However, as a Rise of Kingdoms player, I wanted to go to Game 3, but 93T is definitely a team not to reckon with, and the occupation score from last game was at almost 19,000 to 34,000 is just a huge number, even though that GT was able to get all the arcs, I believe, from the last game, that occupation score can't happen again if we wanted to go to a game 3. So I know that the polls say that it's going to be a 93T win, but I hope as a player in this game it goes to game 3, because you got to have it. These two iconic teams, you got to have, a game 3. But I do believe that 93T is the favorites, based on what the community is saying and what I've seen so far. But hopefully 1960 can pull this out, learn from the last match, and definitely give it a run, 93T a run for its money.
Yeah, I mean, 93T, 960, a tale as old as time at this point with how often they have been fighting against each other. I mean, Redline, you being in 960, I know you migrated in rather recently, perhaps like half a year ago, 3 KVKs ago. But
No
two
idea
of
how
those
long it is.
KVKs were against 1093. So you
Yeah.
had 2 KVKs against them. You guys, 93T and 960 versus each other last grand finals. So they versed each other in the Grand Prix semifinals. So these teams having a lot of history. Last KVK, like 960 being able to take that KVK, but we'll have to see if 93T and 1093 will be able to take revenge in this match. And these two teams have worked have played a ton of matches to get here. They had to get through the round of 152. They had to get through their group stage. They had to get through the whole bracket stage, win their realm, and then win the semifinals of the grand finals and get back up here. And yet, two seasons in a row, they are two best teams in the international server. So, as Redline said, it would be really, really interesting to see these guys to go to game 3. But I would be super interested to see how 93T, like what they choose to do, if they continue to do the sneaky tactics, and if 60GT will be able to adjust and what they will be able to do against the sneaky tactics, because it was such an ingenious strategy from 93T that I'm not exactly too sure what 60GT could do in that situation.
I know the great thing about these type of matches that anything goes, because a lot of teams are they kind of stick to the basic fundamentals of occupying structures, going for the arcs, and then like specific timings. But 93T has just been doing amazing these last couple leagues and Grand Prix and finals. So I'm excited to see what new things come up and what 1960 can do to counter that. Like it's really in a couple minutes here, we're definitely going to see that unfold, and hopefully we'll see a game 3, Plato.
Yeah. So Redline, full bias acknowledged. Who do you think will win game 2?
I know my answer is going to be biased, but I'm going to say 1960. And because I say that is because I want a game 3. But I do know that 93T is the favorite, and I wouldn't be surprised if they come out winning this.
Then I will go against you, and I'll say 93T will take the championship today, but we will have to get in the game to see.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. This is going to be quite the game here, as we have yet again 93T in the top side. We see them slowly start to teleport in here. 60GT in the bottom right. Again, these guys have played a match last Sunday. And, 60GT, it kind of looked like they were a bit lost with the sneaky tactic strategy every single time mid happened. Just not knowing how many 93T marches were mid, so they kept overcommitting to the arcs. 93T being able to just distract and take away from the arcs as much as possible. We'll have to see if 60GT will continue to go this mid strategy or if they will pivot over and try to hold their structures.
Oh man, I looking at the screen now, there's so many amazing players on both sides. You got Silent Flow at 93, he's been there for so long now. You had Star, who came from 1365 just recently to 1960, Mr. Go, a Monster Mochi on the 93 side. So there's so many great names and great players who have a ton of history in this game, and it's just have them here on this battlefield is so great to see, man. So in a 1 minute, we're gonna see these great names collide, and I can't wait to see what happens.
It's like
Yeah,
a Rise of
hopefully
Kingdoms
there's more,
all-star
yeah.
team of
Yeah.
players here. Again, we are in the grand final, so all the powers are what their actual powers are, but they will be given troops. This is not indicative of their actual power. They have developer accounts, so they'll be given the same amount of troops, same commanders, same armament, same equipment and such. So it'll be an even matchup between these two teams.
Good, because I was gonna say, I'm like, well, someone's 73 million power. I don't know how many marks you get on the field in this match, but good to know that they all have the same amount of troops, as well as all the gears, armaments are all the same. Correct. Just want to make sure that the community knows that.
Yeah, as the gates have dropped here, energetic popped by 60 GT.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Using it as well. We see the fast T1 marches, double C's sprinting out. Let's check the rallies that are going up. We have 3 obelisk rallies from 93T. We have 4 obelisk rallies from 60 GT. I will say, last game, I felt 60 GT brought a lot of marches towards his top side, over-indexing in the top side in the early game. And because of that, the Desert Altar almost was taken, and first occupation points, the 750 first occupation points for holding that Desert Altar was almost conceded to 93T, but 60 GT was able to get it. But overall, the altars of 60 GT last match were mostly in 93T's favor. We're mostly occupied by 93T for most of the game, so we'll have to see how they will change that strategy and if they'll be able to hold their structures here.
Yeah, Plano, that has to change, right? Like, even though that GT was able to take all arcs, and I believe there were 4 last match, that how long 93T held onto structures, because I think at the end of the match, it was like, what, 4K, 4.5K difference. So even though that occupation score was insanely huge in between what 1960 had and 93 had, GT really has to make a tweak here in order to hold those structures longer, continue to capture those arcs, and then hopefully balance out the occupation score to hopefully get a win out of this match. So we'll see what they do here right out the gate, how aggressive GT is going to be. Same thing with 93T, so I'm really excited to see what they do next.
We see the sentries put down by 60 GT. They have vision of the marches going towards the Desert Altar. They also have vision of the marches going towards the Sky Altar. So I feel like with these sentry setups, 60 GT are definitely going to be focusing on holding their altars, trying to make sure that first occupation points are not going to be contested here.
You see here 93T is going pretty aggressive on both sides, on the left side Sky Altar and Desert Altar, especially on the right side too. Look at Mountain Marches going towards Desert Altar. See that?
93T actually put down a sentry right where 60 GT put theirs, so able to take away the vision from 60 GT. I'm not too sure if that will pay off too much, because they did see a couple of the marches, but I guess they won't see the rally. They won't see exactly how many marches are coming through. So they're going semi-blind here because of the sentry put down by 93T. 93T also putting the sentry in front of their Desert Altar. So pretty much a mirror of sentries, except for the offensive sentry, you could say, or defensive sentry, to take away the vision from 60 GT.
Yeah, that is a really. I mean, I think it doesn't really change the whole scope of it, because I think they're all automatically going to their defensive, their defensive strategy right after the Desert Altar. I think that was just more of like understanding how aggressive 93T is going to be here, and obviously they are. But I think 1960 is very defensive here in the Desert Altar, so I don't see too much of a concern. But on the left side, though, if you look to the Sky Altar toward the Shrine of Life, that could be interesting to see how aggressive they're going to push.
Yeah, I mean, 60 GT having these, I'll call them scout marches, just running in their T1s, hopefully able to see exactly how many marches of 93T are in this outer lane. And we've seen 93T. 93T is known for, before the first arc spawns, pressuring the outer lane structures of their opponents, so that, when arc is about to spawn, maybe around 5 minutes when people start rotating, 60 GT will be like, hey, should we go for these outer lane structures, which 93T has taken, and try to take them back? or should we start rotating mid for the right mid rotation? As we start to see the initial murder balls with the Desert Altars commence here.
Oh, this fight's gonna be juicy right here, right in front of the Desert Altar. Well, 1960, and you got some AFK marchers in the back there. They kind of need to wake up over there to kind of get into that ball, and then hopefully 1960 will be able to hold this off. But 93T is definitely showing the aggression.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like 60GT do have this murder ball. A lot of sad faces coming from 93T. If we go ahead and check the opposite Desert Altar, it looks like a similar situation, although some 960 marches were able to go to the back here, start harassing the garrison lead. So it looks like it'll be a 50-50 flip to see if yeah, there you go, 60GT able to get in first. So now 93T have to swarm this down, have to, you know, allocate some marches here that could have been put into attacking the Sky Altar. But look at the Sky Altar being pressured right now, and this is the play that 60GT planned for last match, because 60GT last match, Redline, put a ton of marches in and around the Sky Altar, but 93T just didn't go there last match. Now 60GT is playing standard, 93T putting a ton of marches from their outer lane and inner lane on the top side. This Sky Altar is under threat, Redline.
Oh yeah, that's definitely under threat. And based on the number of marches there, does not look good for 1960 at the moment. Hopefully they can hold this out. If you look at the map now, when all the buildings opened up, it looked like 1960 had a good amount of structures. Like I think had both Desert Altars, but now 93 has flipped them back. So this is 93 is definitely doing a really good job at the start of this.
Yeah, I mean, Eleanor Garrison though. If there's a garrison that Eleanor wants to hold, it is going to be the Sky Altar. If this Sky Altar is conceded, then it'll be that dilemma that we were talking about. 750 first occupation points potentially, or going for mid. It looks like there are not enough open field marches from 60GT to hold the 93T assault. Eleanor on its last legs.
Come on, Eleanor, can you hold?
Is about to fall, although there are reinforcement marches coming from the back. Will they be able to get the double C's in there?
Looking at anticipation, the counterattack damage is not looking good for 1960 yet, and there it goes, ladies and gentlemen. There it goes.
93T able to take the Sky Altar. And now, what does 60GT plan to do in this outer lane? This is going to be a win-win regardless for 93T. Because 93T, what they could do is they could lower these marches, get them to yellow, and then 60GT will have to take the Walk of Shame, which is essentially when you don't sad face your marches, but you need to reset for mid. Or
yeah, the mid rotation is important.
Yeah, the mid rotation is going to be absolutely huge, especially for this first arc. We've seen last match at 60GT, the only reason why the game was close was because they were able to hold and capture 4 arcs. If 93T is able to take that first arc, then that'll pretty much stunt the amount of arcs that they could control the amount of arcs that spawn in this game.
Exactly. You said it best right now, that this rotation here is going to be really important. Right now we're at a little over 4 minutes left. 93T is ready doing the rotation piece where they're killing all their troops, smashing them on cities to get them towards the middle, and then 1960 is gonna have to focus on getting their buildings back, flipping them, because you can't lose both. So they're gonna have to determine what to focus on right here, and 93T is doing a great job kind of dictating the match at this time.
60GT able to take back their Sky Altar, but as we were talking about, Redline, the marches have to start walking back, have to start refreshing. The sad face marches of 93T will be able to start rotating faster than the marches walking back of 960. So with this initial play, I would think that 93T should actually have positioning advantage for this arc.
I agree with you on that, but looking at everything right now, it could be okay timing, but 93T will definitely have first positioning. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see, because you're right, on the right side will definitely be late because they have still people coming back. So we'll see what 1960 does here to kind of contest for this first arc with just a little over 3 minutes left before it appears. I expect a big ball coming, big fight coming up here soon, Pluto.
Yeah, which is crazy because last match there wasn't even a single murder ball fight mid. Like there wasn't a concisive everyone send everything in the kitchen sink mid. It was 9-3T just taking structures using sneaky tactics. So this is actually the first time where we've seen these two teams in this grand finals so far, in the 2024 grand finals, where these teams will be fighting a mid fight. Both teams murder balling up on top of each other's sentries, so they have full vision of each other.
Man, what a story though, Plato. They're in 1960, 93 in KBK. They're in grand finals. It's just a never-ending love story here. So, you know, back and forth. This tension here is going to be definitely shown on in the fight for this arc right here, right now.
Yeah, I mean, 60GT last match, we're pleading for 93T to go mid. They wanted to use their to the death so badly, but 93T just being omnipresent last match. This time, going for a different strategy, flipping it to a regular mid fight, which for 93T is not really seen too often. They usually are always rallying and taking some form of structures, although they are still rallying the desert altars, making sure that there are at least some marches around the desert altars and the sky altars as well. But instead of that, you could see all the dots on the map. There's pretty much, except for like 2-3 marches, everyone is mid.
Yep, everyone is mid.
You see Dust Up used by Seawill.
Here you go.
Sentry in response by Silent Blow. I think they should be able to see... Oh, just outside of their vision. Oh no, they could see it. They could see it. I believe. I'm not too sure. But they are starting to approach each other. 1 minute left until this arc spawns.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. 93T shifts to the left. GT's holding mid. Be prepared.
We have Bog Down used by Silent Flow. Heaven's Grace used by Seawill. And Heaven's Grace in response by 93T. So I believe this is a Bog Down Heaven's Grace versus Heaven's Grace Dust Up. So that is, I believe, 4 points to 6 points.
It is, yep, you called it exactly right. Oh man, even amount of sad faces going back and forth. Who is going to take this first arc, ladies and gentlemen? All structures are even.
As we start to see the arc spawn, who will be able to get this first pull? It looks like 60GT in the top side, although the march is dead. Is anyone going to be able to get this first pull? I don't see any timers here. I think everyone's just focused to win this mid fight. Keep in mind, if you are picking up the arc, you are not doing damage in the murder ball. So everyone just super focused, trying to get the murder ball win before they pull the arc.
But
and Redline, this murder ball is looking super blue.
It is looking super blue.
93T has done it.
They have done it. The first arc goes to 93T.
From playing the building game all game last match, last round, game 1, to dominating the mid fights in game 2. 93T showing how multifaceted their team is as they start walking the arc back to their obelisk, and I believe they'll probably try to hold this arc, Redline.
And I agree with you. I think they will hold it. They can dictate the flow of the game. And look how many marches 93T still has in the middle, you know, taking that arc back. So that was definitely a rundown right in the middle there, Plato. Now the structure game, it looks like here 1960 is trying to, I guess, what's the best way to say it? Even it out by kind of reducing the amount of damage from losing that arc by taking some structures and having more points go their way. So we'll see how 1960 responds here by losing that arc.
Yeah. It's, I mean, we've seen 93T in their structure game. I'd be really curious to see how 60GT because now at this point they have to get an advantage from structures or get an advantage from provisions, which we do see about 3 provisioners from 60GT, not that many provisioners from 93T, which is pretty interesting. I feel like 93T just, whatever they did last game, they're doing the inverse of it, where they won off provisions, they won off occupation, and didn't get a single arc, didn't go mid at all, and now they won the first arc fight and are trying to get back with structures.
Yep, going back to the standard play.
And that's, you know, that's kind of ironic, right? Where 93T is known for the wrenches that they throw, and for potentially the game-winning game of game 2, they go back to standard. And I'm not too sure if 60GT was ready for 93T to go standard in this case.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but it's just amazing to see like how these two teams, like their strategies differ, and 93T is definitely leading the way. Oh, this almost lose that Desert Altar was a little scary for 1960 there, because those marchers that were swarming it down were the marchers from the mid that were half yellow and red. So glad to see that 1960 was able to take that. So now we got 12 minutes left on the timer for the arc, and what do you think? 93 is gonna return it in a few minutes, or they're gonna keep it down to the last very few seconds?
I think they're gonna probably turn it around 32. That's if you're holding the arc, that's kind of the time where people turn it in.
And it gives them the ability to determine.
Yeah,
and it's crazy. It determines like, hey, okay, this is everyone ready. This is the time when they can really truly dictate how the game goes. So 1960 definitely has to respond now in order to stay in the game.
Yeah, it's a pendulum, right? Where it's based off momentum. These teams going back and forth. The marches of 93T being super low here, able to take out the march of 60GT. But now they're walking up, because in Ark of Osiris, you rarely want to walk back home. You always want to keep putting the pressure, putting some form of onus on your opponent here, even if your marches are low. So it's always a pendulum where you attack, you defend, and then with your defensive marches you attack, and then when you attack you usually get repelled, and then you have to defend again. But within that, there are going to be timings where you can capture the arc, you can start that timer, and then if you time it correctly, you'll put your opponents in the back foot.
Exactly. And that's what it all comes down to, like you said, momentum. So 1960 has to put pressure in order for them to have to turn in the arc to kind of make it a arc game, in my opinion. But right now, it looks like 1960 is doing what they can. They're currently in the lead in terms of occupation. So they need to continue to put that pressure on in order to get that arc turned in.
Yeah, I mean, the Shrine of Life here has been taken from 60GT for quite a while here, which makes up a majority of their lead. 400-point advantage for 60GT right now. If you translate the arc that 93T is holding, which is 3k points, that is going to be a 2.6k advantage to 93T so far. And this game's definitely not done, because what happens here is, because 93T is not going full building, they did go for the first arc. There is still going to be a second arc. And when that second arc spawns, 60GT, if they're able to, murder ball up and do something differently from the first arc fight, then and capture that second arc, then 93T might actually be in trouble here. But so far, 93T is in the lead, has the advantage, and has control.
Yep, they have the advantage. That second arc is going to be crucial for both teams to truly secure this win, I believe. And there could be a third arc, Plotto. I think there will be a third arc for sure, but the second one is definitely determine the pace of this game.
How fast the second arc gets captured will determine if there's a third arc. So we'll have to see which team captures it and what they decide to do with said arc. But as we keep yapping here, the lead is continuing to grow from 60GT. I think they were able to flip. No, this is purely from the Shrine of Life, and we're talking about the Shrine of Life and how shrines are not as valuable as Yalta's, but they're still pretty valuable. The point delta difference between the two teams, with 60GT gaining 80 points and taking away the 80 points gained from 93T. That's 160 points per minute given to 60GT just by them holding the Shrine of Life for so long, which is the exact reason why they are ahead right now.
And 90's gonna lose that. There's no way they're holding to that Shrine of Life. But the amount of time they held on to that would definitely help kind of shorten the gap once 93T turns in that arc.
Yeah, this is exactly what 60GT have to do, Redline. They have to keep chipping away. They have to keep pretty much do what 93T is known for, which is just somehow taking structures in the while something else is happening. Just keep chipping away at the lead that 93T currently has. And right now we are at a 900 point advantage for 60GT.
And on the opposite side of the map, 93T has taken the Shrine of Life from 1960.
Yeah. So again, it's this back and forth.
Little pendulum.
This little pendulum,
Chipping
exactly.
away.
Where 93T, they were getting attacked from the Sky Altar. They're still getting attacked at the Sky Altar. Able to bring some marches to the Shrine of Life. 60GT yet again able to take back their structure. I will say though, Redline, as a Shrine of Life just gets captured, I think I jinxed it in my mind, but overall in this back and forth, I feel like 60GT structures get taken more than 93T structures do on average.
I agree. I feel like 1960 is more on the defensive at the moment. It's like playing catch up at time. Even though they had that small lead, 93 is the aggressor here, man. Like you can see the movement on the field, the way they're playing it. Like they're definitely the aggressor, and they're dictating the entire game at the time. Right now.
Yeah, it's definitely been a lot of 93T aggression, and then the 60GT has been successful with the counter aggression. After the push, they hold the push, and then they take a structure on the back end of things. As this Sky Altar is getting swarmed right now. There is no rally though. There are a lot of healthy marches of 60GT, so I believe this will be a hold from 60GT.
They should hold this. Based on the numbers I'm seeing, 1960 should hold this. But 93T definitely has some troops coming on the back end to help support. But will they shift to defending the Shrine of Life, or will they go keep attacking the Sky Altar? That's my question.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting because it's like offense is the best defense in a way, because if you're attacking your opponents and you're putting the pressure on their side of the map, they have to respond with marches or else the structure is going to fall. So the marches they're responding with would have been potential marches that would be attacking your Sky Altar, for example, Desert Altar. So it's always this pressure game of where each team decides to put their marches. As we start to see C-Will's rally coming into the Sky Altar, with Pawpaw's rally from 93T going into the Shrine of Life here. Just trading
that
rallies.
Rally's not going to make it. That C-Will Rally's not going to make it. That thing's going solo. Pawpaws could, depending on those 93T marches over by the Shrine of Life do survive that brawl. But yeah, there's not enough field support. So like we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, as 60GT trying to hold, we have a Heraclius YSS garrison in the Shrine of Life with another Eleanor Heraclius in the back. So I feel like this Shrine of Life will be safe here.
Yeah,
we are seeing a lot of Eleanor garrisons here, a lot of Eleanor with Heraclius. Heraclius being the meta garrison lead, or garrison commander rather, both as a lead and as a secondary. Just being able to fill with any troop is so crucial in Ark of Osiris, where you just want to fill with any open field march possible, especially when you are the aggressors. So even if it's Eleanor primary, which is a cav garrison, you can still put in the infantry and the archers with the Heraclius.
Especially in these really crucial games here, I think that having the ability to put any troop type because again, everyone's going to be swarming all these structures down, so be able to have a commander pair that accepts anything is just the most important thing. Because I feel like in the past, when people did like specific, infantry garrisons or cav garrisons, it was just too difficult to do that. So having the hero in there definitely makes these much easier on both sides.
Oh, Sky Altar being attacked. We have an archer rally. It is Henry with Ashurbanipal, a lot of damage in that rally. But it does look like the rally is about to fall. The marches swarming it, the structure are really, really low. So a big hold from 60GT. And I will definitely say 60GT, this match compared to last match, doing a lot better at holding the structures, doing a lot better of allocating marches in the right areas. Just allocating just the right amount of marches to hold their structures and then go on the aggressive here.
And that's definitely going to help them possibly win this game if they can balance out those structures. Again, it's going to still come down to the arcs, but they're doing a really good job at minimizing as much damage. But at the same time, Plato, 93 is the aggressor here. They looks like majority of the time, especially in this lane as well as the Sky Altar lane on the far right. 93 is a full aggressor, and GT's just been strictly defending.
Yeah, GT's definitely been on the defensive here. But compared to last game, at least the structures are not falling, at least for now. They have been doing a great job holding, but if you lose the arcs, you have to be the aggressors in the structures. But 93T won that mid fight and are continuing to rally down these altars here.
Ooh,
as we start to see Desert Altar is getting pretty chunked. The Henry Ashurbanipal being the rally of choice of 93T. But 60GT bringing out these marches here, just bringing as many cav marches as possible into this Desert Altar. The Desert Altar getting super, super low. Will the marches get in time? They were not able to. Desert Altar taken by 93T.
Now they gotta take it back. And Paul, as you're saying that, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Will 93 turn it in very shortly here, and everyone will start resetting to the middle. It's almost that second arc time.
It is almost that second arc time indeed. It looks like they will be holding it until the end here. So, holding back with the arcs as much as possible, trying to get an advantage with the structures. And, you know, taking this Desert Altar is definitely a huge, huge benefit to them. It is minus 150 points currently. And every single minute they hold this, it's another minus 150 points that 60GT could have gained. So, big, big play from the inner lane on the bottom side from 93T.
Yeah, GTs need to take this back now. And I mean now. They need to take this back because anytime 93T will turn this arc, and then they're still focusing on trying to get this back. That rotation is going to be a little sloppy. But it looks like 93T just send marchers over there to hold it. But
they're
based
trying
on
to send some
the map here.
Yep, they're trying to send some marches to this Desert Altar, although it is pretty far away. This will be the biggest test of Eleanor. Will she be able to hold as reinforcements start trickling in, just running in with as much cavalry marches as possible? Because cavalry marches are so fast, if you want to get from point A to point B as fast as possible, such as reinforcing a structure, you just bring out those cavalry marches, try to run it into the structure. The reinforcements are getting in here as the arc was captured from 93T. So as we talked about, the arc will be spawning in 8 minutes, but 93T still holding this Desert Altar red line.
They're still holding it. They should lose it now, though, based on the number of marches surrounding it. But they held it for a long time. If you look on the other side of the map, Plato too, look at they also have their Shrine of War. The occupation is flipping in 93T side's favor right now.
Yeah, just slowly but surely. If there was no arc and it was just taking buildings and structures, I feel like Lapu sighting, by the way. I feel like 93T would have been able to take an advantage with just the structure game alone. So 60GT has been waiting for this arc. They need this arc to stabilize this game. And if they do capture this arc, I'd be really curious to see if they decide to hold or if they decide to flip it for a third arc.
Yeah, I'm interested to see that too, Plato, because they definitely got cleaned out in the first mid fight. So really interested to see if, but the thing is, if 1960 wins the second arc, they need to even out this. They need to even out the buildings now, reset everything, and then they have about 2 minutes to do that. So we're gonna see what they have to do to kind of get momentum back in this game.
So Redline, I will say there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and exactly as I bring up the gathering, stocking up used by 60GT. And for those that don't know, stocking up is a new skill this season, which with provisioners, if you put in provisioners, or if you bring provisioners back into your city and capture the provisions, it actually gives you energy points. So Redline, what we see sometimes is, or what we've seen, this is how 60GT was able to win against 489 in the Realm of Anubis finals rather. They would use 10 points worth of skills, bring in the gatherers, and then use another skill to make it a full 12 points for a mid fight.
Wow.
So it looks like that is going to be the play for 60GT. Try to get the skill point advantage. And if I were 93T, I mean, they do have some gatherers out. They did use stocking up last match as well. I'm not too sure if they do have that here as well. I'd be pretty surprised if they don't. So it might be a mirrored stocking up from both teams.
Interesting. That is going to be very interesting to see what happens in the next minute or so as they kind of fall into the middle. It looks like the buildings have evened out. The occupation points is now on par with one another. This right here is going to dictate the match. 1960 needs this. 93 needs it to secure the win, in my opinion.
This is deja vu, Redline. We've seen the situation in the finals, 489 versus 960. Second arc, 960 bringing out that skill of stocking up and just using these extra skill points to get an advantage in mid. But this is a play that 60GT has done in the past, so 93T should know exactly that this was going to happen, and we'll have to see what the response is. A potential response would be, all right, we're not going to go mid and we're just going to try to take your structures. We're going to go sneaky tactics you again and play that sneaky pressure game that they did last round. I'm so curious to see what happens here. But we do see that 93T has already sent marches mid. This is 4 minutes in. I guess it's standard timing here, but they are seen by a 960 sentry here, just showing exactly what they need to know, how many marches are going, what time they're going. So 960 know exactly what's going on here.
And you look at the map too, Plato. Both the 1960 Shrine of War, Sky Ultra, and Desert Ultra are being contested right now too. So now it's really about allocating resources. Looks like 93T on the left side for the Desert Ultra are still focusing on that structure. So it looks like they might be doing something over here to kind of split their forces to kind of be aggressive on structures. So are they giving up the second arc? I don't know. But based on this, it looks like they're definitely splitting their troops.
They're trying to... This is like what 93T does. They like pressure different parts of the map.
Mm-hmm.
And then if they see a weakness, they execute and they take advantage of that weakness. So in this case, they're just trying to take and see if 60GT rotated full mid. And if 60GT did, then, you know, this Desert Altar would have been taken by 93T. But because 60GT brought some marches here to defend this Desert Altar, even though these marches are also getting sad faced, it is going to be a pressure disadvantage overall for 60GT. That they have to start walking back home. Because the walk back home here. Oh, this is a fast cavalry march, but 30 seconds to walk back home versus a sad face of 93T, which is 13 seconds. So, and when it comes to these grand finals, these high quality teams, these high caliber teams, those 17 seconds could mean a win or a loss of a mid fight. So just trying to get as many advantages as possible before the mid commences here. We have 2 minutes 10 seconds before the arc spawns, and both teams are still murder balling up. This is a late rotation from both sides.
This is a late rotation both sides, but like you said it before, like they were trying to look for weaknesses, determining what they can do, and I like what 93T did there on that desert altar where they kind of went full blown on it. The desert altar.
No, the sky altar right now.
Altar. Oh my god.
the sky altar right now is going to be taken down by 93T. So this is exactly what we're talking about.
And that's huge right there, Paul. That's huge because that makes a little over 200 points in occupation score difference. So right now, I mean, 1960 definitely has to determine what they need to do next. Because it looks like right now they're going to focus full on middle, secure this arc. And it looks like they're shifting some players to kind of, take some structures back. But 1960 needs this arc here.
I've seen this game before. This is going to be a sneaky tactics murder ball on the top side. And then another murder ball.
Are you calling it? Are you calling it right now?
I am calling it right now. But 60GT have full vision of the top side murder ball. So perhaps, they will start sending some marches back to structures here. As we start to see marches from 60GT from mid are starting to rotate to the desert altar. But what Chiskel and I were talking about last cast, if 60GT bring too many marches out of mid, then this arc could be taken from 93T. So it's going to be such an interesting game of cat and mouse. Sneaky tactics used on this topside murder ball, but full vision from 60GT. Now, for those that don't know, sneaky tactics, 30 marches can be hidden for up to 2 minutes. So there's 20 seconds until this arc spawns. The reason why 93T uses this is now 60GT don't know how many marches. They don't know how many marches to allocate towards going towards their altars. How many marches to go towards defending this arc. Because I will say this arc right now looks to be outnumbered right now. This mid looks to be outnumbered. So if these marches come out of stealth redline, it could spell trouble for 60GT. And what will happen is one march at a time will start hitting the arc carrier, just delaying the arc capture, while the structures of the sky altar and the desert altar continue to start generating points for 93T. But 93T this time, seeing that they have the numbers advantage, popping out of stealth, attacking all of the marches. They have plus 50% attack from the skill as well, so they have extra attack. Redline, this is looking like trouble for 60GT.
And look at the map plot. It's almost all blue, buddy. This is not looking good right now for 1960. They need to get this arc now with 20 minutes left. But looking at the middle now with the sneaky tactics move by 93T, it's not looking good at all.
Yeah, this is going to be quite the mid fight. It's going to be such an interesting. We'll have to see who decides to pull the arc here. But I will say 60GT, I feel like they do have enough marches here. They were able to keep enough marches around this arc. And I believe this is because of the vision that they had when sneaky tactics was deployed.
So there was a sentry.
Exactly. They knew exactly how many marches they needed to hold. They brought the right amount of marches to take back their altars. And now, the sneaky tactics play that worked last game looks like it will not work this time.
But
they were able to take away the altars for a little bit, Redline, but ultimately 60GT still able to come away with the arc.
Points per minute though is brutal. 590 to 180, Plato. They need to reset, and they need to reset fast.
Yep, they need to stabilize their structures. But first of all, they need to stabilize this arc. Looks like 93T is trying to 93T the arc here. Just a full sending on the top side.
Blown.
This is going to be so interesting.
Now, where are they going to take it? Because it looks like on both sides, 93T is definitely being aggressive, trying to delay the arc. If you look to see, where are they going to take it?
Looks like they're taking it to the top side, exactly where the
93T
murder ball is coming from. Ooh, the Redline, I've seen this story before. I've seen 93T win these.
Oh man, and look at the amount of marches are going to contest this arc. That's a lot. That's like every lane.
Whole top side. That's the whole side. That's a whole top lane and bottom lane of this top side of the map for 93T Redline. So this murder stream right now coming through And what will 60GT decide to do? They do have a double C with the Ark right now, uncontested, not half health yet, so it's not speeding as of yet, but looks like they're going towards the outpost, which 93T actually control right now. Oh my goodness, Red.
They're going for outpost. Oh man, this is scary. This is scary for 1960.
Chat, who do you think is going to win this Ark? Put in the chat. Will it be 93T or will it be 60GT? This Ark means so much for both teams. For 60GT, this will stabilize the game for them. For 93T, this will all but cement their win.
Oh man.
Although there are a lot of provisioners coming from 60GT, so perhaps the third Ark plus provisions, but it'll definitely put them in the lead.
Oh. Now here's what the problem was last time, right? They had to 1960 had to fight for their, was it a third Ark, right? The entire time with that sneaky tactics play.
Yeah.
Now, will they be able, because they need to score this. They have 17 minutes left. With the 8-minute countdown, it'll be what, 9 minutes? So, I don't know, Paul. There might not be a third Ark here, based on what I'm seeing. Based on how many troops are contesting this, 960 has to really take advantage of this right now.
The whole bottom side of 93T is just around the desert altar, although it looks like the sky altar is being attacked in response. But the whole bottom side of both sides are just playing normal Ark, and the top side are running towards the Ark.
They got this.
It's like playing... like, if you're on the bottom side, it's just calm. Like, okay, let's go swarm this desert altar. Let's hold this sky altar. The top side of the map is frantically screaming, go run to the Ark. Go to the Ark right now. As there is a pull from 93T back towards the middle. So 93T is not even interested in capturing it in the outpost. They want to bring this Ark as far away from the 960 side as possible. So what that indicates to me is that this will be an extended mid-fight. We're now starting to see the bottom side of the map of 93T after they took the desert altar going towards this Ark. So they're going full send on this Ark, 93T is.
That might be the game changer right there. How is 1960 responding? That's the question. Are they responding? Is their bottom side going to come support? It looks like you have some focusing on the desert altar, and then some are shifting, but the numbers. The only thing about this is 1960 refresh time is much shorter.
Yeah.
But the longer it takes for them to get this Ark, the less amount of players they have focusing on structures, which could be a huge problem. Because right now, what the difference is
it's a healthy Joan of Arc. It's a healthy Joan of Arc, right? This is such a huge pull.
She's moving.
She is speeding right now. About to take. As soon as the march gets to half health, it also gets a speed boost. But it looks like the bottom side of 960 was able to rotate over, take the Ark here, or take the Ark carrier down. And it looks like this is going to be a mosh pit, a murder mosh, as you say, for this Ark. Man. 15 minutes until the game ends. Who will be able to take this Ark? It is 93T though, getting the first pulls every single time. Popo with another pull and 2-3 more pulls. 93T is gonna be able to make this a mid fight yet again.
Oh my god. There's your third Ark, everybody. There's your third Ark.
Third Ark fight is for the second Ark.
Oh man, this is getting intense. This is getting intense. It looks like 1960 was able to get their ultra back at the same time, so that's good. But now, like they need this. I'm interested to see what the provision score is at the moment, Paul. I know you said that 1960 was definitely provisioning a lot more, but I'm assuming 93T is doing the exact same thing. Like it's gonna come down to those little details. Oh wow, that's about right.
Yeah, it's 2.1k with provisions from 60GT. 93T also have a lot of provisions out there as well. So we're playing Rise of Gathering, Rise of Mid, Rise of Altars. There's Rise of everything right now in this game. But it looks like 60GT finally able to stabilize the Ark with a fast Joan of Arc, taking the Ark away from mid.
Zed Rain with the pull, okay.
And it looks like this will be 60GT's Ark, unless there's a master strategies on the bar for 93T. Which
And I mean,
last game they did have it.
1960 should have this, you know, I think. And then what is this? Is this 4,000 points, Plato? I think it's 4,000, right?
Yeah,
so it
4,000.
should make the game close. Okay.
4.4K. Yeah.
Oh, they decided to take it to the structure. But 93T's coming hot.
The Huoqi with the Huoqi marches, the XY marches, all these cab marches getting a lot of play here, but it does look like 60 GT able to finally capture the second arc here.
Look at that speed. Tyler Boy, just look at that speed.
And then he's moonwalking away.
He's walking away.
60 GT looks like they were able to capture this arc, so it should be about a 1.5k point differential. And that's pretty impressive, seeing as I think going into arc it was about a 2.5k. So overall, with the arc being captured,
There you go.
yeah, it's a 1.1k point differential right now. So 93T still in the driver's seat here. They shouldn't be too worried about provisions because they have their own provisioners as well. They actually have more provisioners than 960.
Oh,
So-
man.
Arc is going to be spawning 4 minutes before the game ends, Redline. So that does mean that there will be enough time potentially for a third arc to be captured.
Yep.
And
But
that will
you
have
see
to be
that-
60 GTs as well.
And I mean, yeah. I mean, if they can't bounce their structure out, they need that for the win. And 93 is just going super aggressive here. They're going to contest every single point. Right now, the points are even 590 to 590.
But the Sky Altar getting lower and lower and lower. We're starting to see marches even do the circle of death, which means there's 12 marches hitting and wailing at the Sky Altar.
Oh man, Eleanor's holding on for dear life. Can't she hold?
The backup garrison. Oh no, this is Justinian. Never mind. The backup reinforcements rather coming into the Sky Altar, trying to
holding
reinforce,
well.
but Sky Altar has fallen. 93T being able to take that Sky Altar, take a point advantage. Absolutely huge for them.
That's huge. 150 points. That is huge.
At
With the
least
point
300
differential so
points
small.
taken away. Yeah, the point
Exactly.
differential is so small that these flips, even if you don't generate points, flipping the structures and denying the points from your opponents is exactly what you need to do for if you're both 60GT and 93T.
They need to get this back, 1968. I mean, it's such a close game. Great show by both teams so far. Really glad to be here to see this.
This is going to be another attack on the Desert Altar of the bottom side of 60GT.
Yeah, like I said
looks
earlier,
like-
Raw, 93 has been on the offensive the entire time. I haven't
Yeah.
seen much offensive pushes from GT. It's just more of like kind of getting their buildings back, you know, contesting the arcs. But it's literally just been 93T on the defensive side. And as we said that, stocking up just got popped again on the GT side.
Oh, okay. Stocking up used by 960. So what that means to me is that there won't be like a final crazy provisioner score. You know how like usually you save your provisioners until the end of the game,
Yeah.
and then you see like boom 3k points out of nowhere. We're not going to be seeing this game. Stocking up requires you to bring your marches back home, so you'll probably start to see the provision score of 960 get bigger and bigger and bigger. But that means 93T will know exactly how many points they need to win this game.
Yep.
So it's going to be so interesting to see if 60GT will be able to take this arc with that stocking up and get that clutch arc to win the game, or if 93T will be able to hold on. I mean, 4 minutes to stall an arc. We saw 93T just now stall the arc for about like 7 minutes, 5 minutes. Like
Exactly.
6, 7 minutes.
93T will stall that thing. So I wouldn't I wouldn't put my faith in getting this last arc, especially with that amount of time left. 4 minutes. That's a
With-
tough one.
With sneaky tactics as well. That's how they stall it. Just sneaky tactics.
That's gonna be interesting, man. I don't know. It's coming down to the wire, ladies and gentlemen. We're a 1,600 point differential with 93T having 740 points per minute versus the 410 on the GT side. Right now, it's looking at 93T favor.
As we continue on with this fight, thank you for the mods putting in the code, because this game's been so intense I completely forgot to put the code up in the screen.
There's your code.
ROKPOKKOPH. We'll put the code in there for a little bit, although I'm sure you could just copy and paste it from the chat. This gift is from Redline. No, I'm joking.
There you go.
This is a little goodie bag from Redline, coming back from retirement of casting. Again, appreciate you for coming to cast with me.
Oh, it's
Get
always
your
a pleasure.
3 hours of speed ups in there.
Always a pleasure. It's a pleasure casting with you, Plato.
As we get to the final minutes of this game, Sky Altar, will they be able to hold this? March swapping is going to be so tough. The rally is dead. The marches are coming through for 93T, and it looks like they're actually going to be able to hold this structure, Redline.
They're going to hold it. They're definitely going to hold it. That timing was just perfect from 93T, especially when it was just coming down to the wire. They're going to hold this, and they might be able to hold this for a while.
Yeah,
now
they might be able to hold this for the rest of the game, to be honest. With this mid fight coming up, I don't know if 60 GT, there's literally 2 minutes 40 seconds until the arc spawns. 60 GT need this arc, but at the same time they also need this Sky Altar. When you're in a point disadvantage, you just have to hold on to as much as possible. But now 93T, they have the flexibility, Redline. If they want to go structures, they could go structures. If they want to go mid, they could go mid. And they're just so confident with, what they have here.
Yeah, and even the outposts are being contested by 93T, so they're doing everything now. They're doing literally everything.
Desert Altar taken. I'm telling you, right? When I think of 93T, I think of the word omnipresent, just being everywhere. All at once.
And they clearly are showing everywhere. Like every front is being contested by 93T.
As we continue on with this match, 6 minutes. All four altars. Look at the point differential, 740 to 230. Redline. Last game we saw, I think it was like 900 or something to 10. That's how the occupation score was so lopsided last game, and it's looking like for this third arc, it's going to be a similar situation. Now the real question is, if 93T don't commit to this mid and allow 60GT to capture it, will the occupation scores be enough for them to win? Remember, this arc is going to be worth 4k points. So
4k points.
As it stands right now, 60GT will be able to have a 1k point advantage, but there's still 5 minutes left. They are losing about 500 points per minute to their opponents, with the Sky Altar being taken, with the Desert Altar not generating points. This is going to be such a nail biter, Redline.
This could be a nail biter, but right now it's looking in the favor of 93T unless GT takes those structures back to at least take those points away from 93T.
And I think 93T are comfortable with where they are. They're comfortable with what's going on because of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 provisioners just gathering it up for them. And the thing is, Redline, you can see that the provision score is not that high. They have 1k. They haven't popped stocking up at all this game. So what that signals to me, as sneaky tactics is used, what that signals to me, Red, is that these provisioners are full of points.
Oh man, that's a great call. That is a great call. And sneaky tactics popped up again. So the people who are under sneaky tactics right now, their one job is to delay the arc. That's their only job. Here we go. Here we go. And I don't think they'll fully delay it, but I mean, 4 minutes is not a lot of time. So this has to be perfect from GT.
I think it'll be like one march popping out at a time. There you go. We see 2 marches from Tyler popping out, hitting the arc carrier here. The arc carrier is already red. And now the Ark carrier is down. We have 3 minutes 40 seconds. And the point differential is continuing to grow, Red. You can see that it's about to be a 4K point differential. So even if 60GT capture this Ark, 93T will be in the lead here.
They will still be in the lead. It only kind of like erases the deficit. It doesn't completely put them in the lead. So I don't know what's gonna happen here.
770 points per minute to 330, still in the favor of 93T. To the death, used by 60GT.
Well,
and
definitely
it's not even used mid, it's used at the Sky Altar.
Oh.
They used to the death at the Sky Altar. And this is what I was talking about, where 93T, except for that first mid fight, they didn't really commit to mid at all. They're going to these structures. They're being a pest around the Ark. We have 2 minutes 40 seconds until this game ends. The Ark is halfway to the outpost.
I don't know. What do you think, Pato? Is it going to make it to the outpost?
I think it's going to make it, but I don't think the points are going to be enough. I think it's going to make it, but I don't think the points are going to be enough. We can continue to see 1.1 to 2.4. I expect 5K points in provisions
from 93T.
Yeah. Maybe like 4K. Maybe like 4K points in provisions coming through from 93T.
Oh. I feel like 93T has put just enough cushion to secure the win. But hey, I could be surprised. I'm always surprised, right? So let's hopefully we'll see that. But I honestly think that there's gonna be a huge jump up in points, because right now, if they score this Ark, if 1960 does get this Ark, it'll be a 300 point lead only. And then have what? Yeah, everyone's a garrison. Yeah, everyone's in there provisioning.
Master strategies on the Ark. Trying to delay it yet again. We have a murder ball forming from 93T on this top side. Going to the Ark of Osiris here.
How many seconds is that? 10, 15?
It's spawning now. They're there. 93T are there. There's a 40-second walk from this point to the shrine.
Oh my god, what that timing?
There's 40 seconds for an Ark carrier, and 93T is able to take it. All 93T have to do is try to pick up that Ark. If they pick it up, that's minus 20 seconds every single time, because that's 10 seconds wasted trying to pick it up the first time, and 10 seconds that they have to try to pick it up again. 60GT, will they be able to capture this Ark? Chat, what do you think? Will 60GT be able to capture this Ark? Will they be able to even up this game?
I have no idea, man. I don't know, because right now you said 40 seconds, and it depends what. Depends who. Oh, dust up is used.
Double C sprinting out.
Oh my god.
That was such a close play. If it dies one more time, but the murder ball was wiped. And it looks like they'll be able to capture the Ark. But as we talk about the provisions, Threadline.
Oh,
the Gatherers win the game for 93T. Gatherers unite. Farmers unite.
3,000 points. 3,300 point difference, chat. In 10 seconds, there's no way. I think we're going to call it here. It looks like 93T is going to be crowned the champions.
Pull out your rakes, pull out your hoes, pull out your tractors, because farmers win the game for 93T. GG's to both teams. And 93T are your back-to-back Grand Finals champions. Back-to-back. As we see 4.9k provision score. That is an extra 3.8k that came in the last couple of minutes there.
Yeah, I think GT was only 1,000 in. Occupation score was definitely a closer than last match.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, GG's to 93T and GG's to GT. Great showing from both teams.
So, do you have any final words, any final thoughts, Redline, of the match here as we go back to the live screen?
No, it was definitely a great match. Great thing to see from both sides. Congrats to 93T and GG to GT for making it this far.
Yeah. Really, really great showing. 2-game series, 9-3T just showing what they can do with sneaky tactics, with information, with pressure. And shout out to 60GT for making that game, making the series so enjoyable. Both teams, though, will be making it to the Grand Prix. So be sure to subscribe to this channel right here, the Rise of Kingdoms official channel, for more Ark of Osiris, Osiris League, and Grand Prix content, which should be coming up in September, November. And subscribe to our channels as well in the description. Redline, Plauto Gaming. Pleasure casting with you, Redline. And we'll catch you guys later.